Hello again, everyone. The Snowman here, and today I've got my Western Conference Finals Series preview. It is the Los Angeles Lakers against the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets doing the unthinkable last night, flipping the NBA world on its head by coming back from down 3-1 again to defeat the Clippers in Game 7. There's just 4 teams left for the NBA title. You've got the Heat and the Celtics fighting in the East. And today I want to look ahead to this matchup in the Western Finals between the Nuggets and the Lakers. Pulling up the tail of the tape now, let's go through each of these 7 categories and pick which team has the edge. We begin with star players. I'm going with the Lakers because year 17 and LeBron is quietly putting up some of his best and most efficient playoff numbers ever. 27 points, 10 boards, 9 assists per game, shooting 55% from the floor. He's only done better for an entire playoff run in 2014 and 2017. Just running the show, completely in control of the offense. He's been ramping up the defensive intensity as well. And the Kings' running mate Anthony Davis has been dominant too. He shot far fewer three-pointers in the Rockets series, really attacking the paint while protecting it defensively. Brown feasting against the smaller lineups that Houston employed. I give the edge to the Lakers mostly because LeBron is a proven commodity. That's not to say that I haven't been extremely impressed with Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic for Denver, because Murray's dribbling plus shooting ability is incredible. The things he can do off the dribble is mind-boggling. With his 40 points in Game 7 of the Clippers series, he outscored Kawhi and Paul George by himself. He can go on these runs by himself where the basketball just seems to be on fire. And then you've got Jokic, the do-it-all center, first player in a postseason Game 7 to ever record a triple-double through just 3 quarters. He had 22 rebounds and 13 assists to close out LA. Brown and AD are more well-rounded, though, better two-way players. I still think the Nuggets duo has enough firepower on their own to make this a long series. In terms of the bench, maybe a slight advantage Nuggets, although I did score this a draw, even though Denver coach Mike Malone has shrunk their rotation greatly with all the elimination games recently. They received great production off the bench. Michael Porter Jr. putting his money where his mouth is. The Game 6 hero with the game-clinching 3 and block on Zubats. He spaces the floor and can create his own look when Murray's off the floor. Monte Morris, a backup point guard who I trust so much, steady and consistent, one of the best assist-to-turnover ratios in the league. Mason Plumlee does a little bit of everything when he gets in the game. And Torrey Craig, one of many tough dudes on this Nuggets, straps on D, occasionally hits a 3 as well. I've liked the Lakers bench a lot recently too, though. Playoff Rondo is in full force. Alex Caruso defending well, hitting timely shots, and Kyle Kuzma cutting with precision. The Nuggets bench probably has a little bit more pop offensively, but it's pretty close with Rondo upping his level. Defense, this is by far the most lopsided category in my opinion. The Lakers adapt to their opponents defensively so well. Against the Rockets, they limited Houston's three-point attempts. Their bread and butter, they made them force up a heaping helping of tough contested twos. The Lakers have multiple guys to throw at Jokic defensively, starting with the Defensive Player of the Year runner-up this season, Anthony Davis. When he gets tired, they've got 2 more 7-footers, JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard, both excellent shot blockers. And then between Danny Green, KCP, and Caruso, they should have enough artillery to at least make it tough on Jamal Murray. I love the Lakers' defense, the 3rd best defensive rating throughout the year. Three-pointers, it's a pretty tight category again, but Denver did shoot a slightly higher percentage in the regular season. Jamal Murray is the best sniper in the series. Porter and Jokic stretch the floor. Even in Game 7 against the Clips, guys like Gary Harris, Jeremy Grant, Paul Millsap all made multiple clutch threes. The Lakers will get open spot-up looks because of LeBron's ability to penetrate, but I like the Nuggets' ability to space the floor just a bit more. And for rebounding, this is an easy one. I know Jokic is coming off a 22 rebound performance in Game 7, but the Lakers annihilated the diminutive Rockets on the glass, highlighted by a 59-33 rebound discrepancy in Game 4. Lakers top 10 in both offensive and defensive rebound percentage during the season. They've got the edge there. For coaching, look, give Denver coach Michael Malone a ton of credit for what he's done with Denver, but the adjustments being made throughout these playoffs by Lakers coach Frank Vogel is ingenious. Whether it's trapping James Harden or Damian Lillard to force other opponents to make plays, double teaming guys, mixing in zone defenses to limit the amount of three-pointers Houston was able to take. Maybe most importantly, Vogel deciding later in that Houston series that he had to downsize in order to match up with the Rockets' small ball. He took JaVale out of the starting lineup, removed Dwight from the rotation, and it worked to perfection, playing Anthony Davis at the 5. 5. Now I imagine he's going to play much bigger lineups in this particular series. So with Vogel, Jason Kidd, and that coaching staff, they get the nod from me here. And the final category, experience. I split my decision here because the Lakers do have guys, obviously LeBron James, Danny Green, Rajon Rondo, Dwight Howard, even JaVale McGee, who have played big minutes in the NBA Finals before. However, I just feel like the battles that Denver has endured the last 2 years, first team to play 4 consecutive Game 7 series in postseason history, first team to come back from down 3-1 in a series twice in the same playoffs, first team to erase 3 15-plus point comebacks while facing elimination in postseason history. The Nuggets are a young team, but they've aged quickly because of their successes and failures from the past 2 years. That's why I feel like the moment will not be too big for them. They are battle-tested, hardened warriors that know what intense playoff basketball feels like. All right, and as for a quick prediction, I'm going with the Los Angeles Lakers to win this series in 6 games. 3 main reasons. One, I think fatigue will play a factor. The Nuggets have been running on fumes lately, whereas the Lakers have had a full week after each of their series thus far. Second reason, I love the defensive matchup in terms of being able to put Anthony Davis on Jokic. And then number 3, I believe the 2 best players in this series play for the Lakers, Bron and AD. So again, I'm picking the Lakers in 6. But please let me know your thoughts on this series. I'm excited for these last few series to keep going and crown an NBA champion in the bubble. So thanks a lot for watching. If you want more basketball content, subscribe to the Snowman Sports Media. I'll be back real soon. Cheers.